Hold on.
Yo, what's going on? You already know what time it is. You are back on the Papa Duck podcast. And aside of me is my boy.
Please believe it's still. Y'all know what we here. Pop Up Podcast. I'm co-hosting it. Y'all know we're gonna do some laughing, but today gonna be real serious. So
Real serious.
that's something special.
Hey, listen, before we get into today's podcast, I must say, shouts out to UbuntuApparel.com, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing real good. People been asking me what the meaning is. It means I am because we are. Okay? So make sure y'all go to the website, check that out. And today I got a very, very, very
Special.
very
Special.
guest.
Special.
All the way from California. Now, listen. Let me. We had to write this down. We get this introduction, down pat. All right. So listen, right today, I'm thrilled to welcome. All right, she's a very functional in medicine pioneer and nationally recognized expert in diabetes. So y'all already know. I told y'all what we was finna do today. All right. Now listen. Now for over 2 decades, right, she has led the charge of transforming the lives of individuals with pre-diabetics and type 2 diabetic, guiding them towards lasting health, right? And also now she's a visionary behind the Diabetes Transformation Tribe, a platform devoted to educating and empowering people through functional medicine practices, right? Her message is clear. Diabetes isn't a death sentence, right? It's a condition fueled by misinformation. And she's dedicated to correcting it through real-world transformational guidance. All right? Now listen, her impactful reach extends far beyond her private practices. Her insights have been featured on Tik Tok, where she's debunked myths and inspires change, on podcasts like Inside the Vault with Ash Cash, and even on platforms like YouTube, where she shares actionable wisdom on functional roots of diabetes. Now, listen, 20 plus years. All right? I must say, I am honored to have her on this show. All right? Y'all, please welcome Dr. Glenda Davis.
Thank you, Papa Duck. Thank you for having me here today. And it's my pleasure and privilege to be here.
Thank
and
you.
I
Thank
want
you.
to start off today making a solid point, and I want to get everyone's attention.
Right.
And that is, if you woke up this morning, healing is still possible.
Definitely.
And I don't say this because I've written all these books on reversing diabetes. And
Right.
I don't say this because I studied at the University of Southern California. I say this because I've helped so many people back to health.
Right.
And the important point here is that healing is your birthright. And a lot of people have forgotten that.
Right. Right. And reversible. That's the word I want y'all to focus on. Like, it's not over with. All right. Like, if you watch me, you watch this podcast, we talk about things a lot of people don't like to talk about. All right. Because y'all understand they monetize what I told y'all. What's the most expensive thing in the world? Ignorance. Ignorance.
Yes.
All right. And today, like I said, we finna get into it, man. I know this is gonna go out to the family. Okay. This is one of the biggest things that's in the black community that's going on right now. And the thing about it, it is a silent killer, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we need to put more attention on. And those are the worst. Because like we spoke about, previously, you can look good outside, but be internally dying. All right? So the first question I want to ask you, what made you get into helping people with diabetes?
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Yeah.
My passion for helping people with diabetes came from my grandmother's story. And her story is close to me and means the most to me. You see, when my grandmother was in her early 50s, she was diagnosed with diabetes out of nowhere. She went to the doctor for something else, and it just so happened that they pulled her hemoglobin A1C and her serum blood glucose, and she was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes.
Right.
I was told that they minimized her diagnosis. They told her something to the effect of go on a diet, lose weight, exercise, and take this pill. A pill that started with the letter M and ends with the letter N.
Right.
And I want folks to go in the comments and tell me what pill I'm talking about, because you know what pill this is. So religiously, she did what the doctors told her to do. Go on a diet, lose weight, exercise, and take that pill. But one night before bedtime, she took that pill and went to sleep, and she didn't wake back up.
Oh, man.
She was in her early 50s.
Right.
What happened was her kidneys stopped in her sleep.
Oh, wow.
And she had a massive heart attack and passed prematurely. We didn't know that diabetes would be my grandmother's death sentence. And actually, we couldn't even prepare for anything like that.
Right.
My grandmother left behind many children and grandchildren and her husband, and she left us prematurely. And even though I was a toddler when she passed, I feel robbed.
Right.
And I feel robbed because I never got to get to know her.
Right.
I'm on the receiving side, so my Nana left me too soon. And even when I think about it, it's very painful.
Right.
I don't want any diabetic to suffer needlessly, nor their family.
Right.
So the moral of my grandmother's story is diabetes is not a disease of death. Diabetes is a disease of disinformation.
Disinformation, misinformation.
Disinformation.
And that's why we're here today to set some things straight, because I'm sure some of y'all may have similar stories, but we were trying to prevent that as much as we, definitely can. Like I said, I got a few questions, man.
That's big.
I
That's deep. That's deep. That's deep.
That's deep. Let me ask you this, like, we're just gonna jump right into it. Like, what's the main ingredient that people consume that makes them diabetic and keeps them diabetic?
I'm glad that you asked that. Diabetes is more complex than just diet, nutrition, and exercise and anything like that. And there's a lot of diabetic ignorance.
Right.
Okay.
Now, at the end, what I have to say is that 99% of what we know about diabetes is possibly a lie.
Wow.
And there are a lot of myths surrounding type 2 diabetes.
Right.
I mean, when I was younger, I heard that diabetes is, it's that silent killer, that it is genetic, that it's irreversible,
Right.
and that the meds are the cure-all. But with time and experience, I've learned otherwise. The number one myth is that diabetes is genetic.
Genetic. Yeah, I know. I always thought that was false. I just always thought, like, how could you, pass something like that down? You know what I'm saying? But like I say, a lot of these foods and, a lot of the things that they're doing to our foods too, not just with diabetes, I know a little bit, but it does affect a lot of stuff with us, you know what I'm saying, as far as that goes. So, yeah, that's definitely one of them. Also, I want to ask you this, like, how are diabetics treated when they're diagnosed by doctors to have diabetes? Like, once they've been told, all right, boom, this is what you got, how are they treated by them?
Right. Well, most diabetics tell me that when they're diagnosed, they're told to go on a diet, lose weight, and exercise, and take these pills, and good luck. But there's more to it.
Right.
Now, here's the whole thing. When you're diagnosed, they don't tell you who, what, when, and where, and why this came from. They just tell you that you have it.
Right.
Okay.
Diabetics tell me they're not even told or explained, like, where it came from, what it actually is. They just know they're taking this pill.
Right.
In my opinion, if you don't understand what's going on and you go to them, you can't ask any questions or form an opinion because you have no education on it.
Exactly.
So when they tell you better take these pills or you'll die,
Yeah.
you kind of believe it because it's out of diabetic ignorance. And that's what we need to do, is break this diabetic ignorance, because a lot of diabetics are doing something that's insane. You want to know what that is?
What's that?
Popping this pill every day and then
right.
telling me that they're getting worse, but then they'll keep doing it. So we have to break the insanity, and the definition of insanity is continuing to do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result.
Yes. Oh, whoa. Hey, y'all, this is Popping Up Podcast. We told y'all this is special. It's special.
Hey, you kind of answered another one of my questions. Because like you just said, the ignorance and the scarce. Matter of fact, the anxiety, because like you say, when you go to these doctors, you don't know really what it is. You put your trust, because like doctors ain't like they used to be. They used to come to the house. They know your whole family. They know the nephew. They not no more. They don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? All they do is go off appointments. That's it. It's not the same. So when you go to these doctors, they create a lot of anxiety and scarcity, and they monetize that for another thing too. All right, so that was one of my questions too, like being afraid of what you don't know, and that's why I said earlier, ignorance is the most expensive thing, because you're gonna pay for it physically, mentally, and you definitely gonna pay for it financially. You know what I'm saying? It just means you don't know, and in some cases you know, but you ignored it. Ignorance, right? Let's put it together. Let me ask you another question. This is another question. Why does this affect blacks more than any other race?
Possibly because our culture is different.
Basically,
and because we have different cultural norms, and that can lead to us fueling the mechanisms of our diabetes. But at the end of the day, when it comes to diabetes, and we're talking about diabetic ignorance, I want everyone to understand something, and that is, when you're sick, you go to the you use your insurance card and you go to the doctor, and your doctor's associated with a hospital.
Right.
A lot of people go to the hospital when they're sick,
right,
not knowing that hospital is a derivative of the word hospice.
Hospice.
And in Latin, hospice means house of the dead.
Woo.
So unbeknownst, people are getting diagnosed with a disease process out of the blue. They're knocking on the door of the hospital asking for a cure, asking to be saved.
Right.
Now, because healing is our birthright, of course there's a reason as to why this all exists. It's not a magic lima bean. We just didn't catch it.
Right.
And it's definitely not our fate. But here's the whole thing. Their narrative is possibly not healing. So the more you knock on their door, the further away from healing you could be getting.
Exactly.
Their job over there is to medicate and operate as your health continues to deteriorate.
Right.
And if you want healing, which is a good thing, you're probably knocking on the wrong door.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And that goes back to what we said earlier, common sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we also spoke about how powerful sugar, how more addictive than sugar was over cocaine. Right. It's 10 times more addictive than cocaine.
Right.
And like you said, it is backwards, where they got it where cocaine is illegal, but sugar is legal.
Right.
And that's another thing. They monetize our ignorance. And I always say this, and you see this in the movies and all that, like where your grandma or your auntie, mama will tell you, don't come in my house with that drug money. I don't want none of that drug money. But it's turn around and send you to the drug store. You see what I'm saying? So we must understand, they put it right in plain sight. I told y'all the biggest drug dealers are Walgreens and CVS. These are the biggest drug dealers, and it's legal. So we ain't worried about running after them and they have to sneak and hide. They made they drugs legal and made street drugs illegal, even though they created both.
Right.
So
I think that they've made us believe what is right is wrong and what's wrong is right.
Yeah, basically.
Because what a lot of people are doing with their health, that's sick care, in my opinion. That is not health care.
Gotcha.
Why? Because you're going to the house of the dead. They medicate and operate as your health continues to deteriorate. If healing is not their narrative, then what is their narrative?
Exactly.
To keep you coming back, to maybe get you sicker quicker.
Right. Yeah. And I always say this. People may look at it like, especially if you're young, you might say, well, that didn't affect me. You must understand they're dealing with millions of people. Every day somebody's checking out of here, and every day somebody's checking in. So as every day goes by, somebody's dying from the same disease and also being diagnosed with the same disease on a massive scale. So don't just look at you as an individual. You know what I'm saying? It goes way deeper, man. And like I say, this was a well-needed podcast. You know what I'm saying? Also, let me ask you this, right? I see that, like you say, diabetic ignorance is taught by the FDA also, because they basically deem foods to be healthy, and it's actually not, right? Why do you think they do that from that aspect of the, FDA? Why would they say, okay, these foods are healthy when they're not healthy? They actually are contributing to what we're talking about.
Because you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
And
I like that. I like that.
and because a lot of people don't think and they
Yes.
just follow the herd, they don't know
Ooh,
that
she used the
they're
same
possibly being led into
Yeah.
a trap. Henry said it the best.
Oh,
Thinking is the hardest work that most people won't do. And I
Right.
think sometimes in certain scenarios that they're taking advantage of this ignorance.
of course.
Yeah, because it doesn't have to be this way. And a lot of people don't understand that fixing your health is not something that you can do on your own. Because there's so much propaganda and false narratives around health. People think that they can go to the health food store or they can read an article and fix
Right.
it. But who do you think's on the other side of the articles and the information? It's probably them.
Wow.
So you go to the store and say, "Well, I heard make sure you get sugar-free, salt-free, fat-free, no cholesterol this or gluten-free that." But
Right.
unbeknownst, because of the Truth to Labeling Act,
Yeah.
things can be in that food
Right.
and they don't have to actually put it on the label.
Facts.
Not only that, there's certain chemicals in this country that they're allowed to put in foods that are not made for human consumption outside of the U.S., but it's in the food every day.
Red 40.
Takes certain derivatives of high fructose corn syrup, for example.
Right.
So what we have is a lot of food, fake food, trying to be real.
Right.
So here's the whole thing. Have you ever seen an orange have a commercial and the orange is trying to convince you how healthy it is and look at me and look at my
Right.
fancy package? No.
Right.
So what a lot of people don't know is when you go to the grocery store, all the real food's on the perimeter. So when you walk in the store, you see the fresh flowers, the butcher's in the back, and then the produce is on the other side. All of the aisles within the grocery store, that's where the fake food lives. So you can't be distracted when you walk into the store
Right.
because you are going to walk out with what I call fake food appearing real.
Whoa. And to piggyback on a few things you just said. First of all, herding is one. I always speak about herding because a lot of times you give up, when you herd, meaning you're giving up your personal beliefs for the herd. Right, you just you're being coerced to do something or whatever. So herding is a real thing. That's like social norms. It's a real thing. Yeah. Also, I find it crazy to go to a grocery store that has aisles of chemicals and they have a pharmacy. That's crazy. Right. You know what I'm saying? To just like you say, to just think about it, because they take away your critical thinking. That's what school does. Like we know that school takes away your critical thinking. It doesn't teach you how to think. It teaches you what to think. So basically, you have to understand how deep this goes from a common sense standpoint. You get what I'm saying? So we on to something today.
I want to piggyback off this common sense thing because a lot of diabetics tell me that they do this every day. You know, they're taking their pills or injecting their insulin. And they tell me they feel like they're taking poison. And I'm sitting here like, what? Like you're doing this every day and you feel like you're taking poison. Right. And a lot of them say it feels like a diabetic death march. Right. And I'm saying, well, if you're taking poison every day and you feel like you're getting closer and closer to death, what are you doing? Right. Like we need to think. Because think about it. Poison. Let me tell you what I think about poison. When there's a weed growing in between the concrete in the front yard, my gardener puts poison on it to kill it. Right. And there was an instance when I saw 2 mice in the garage because my neighbor was pulling up their hardscape. I called an exterminator. What did he do? Lay poison. Right. We use poison to kill things. But yet these people keep doing this day after day after day and then wonder why they're getting sicker quicker. That's it. Common sense. Common sense. And it's like I say, common sense just ain't so common. But hopefully after this podcast, man, y'all start looking at these different things and not just overlooking them. Because like I say, they hide everything right in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? It's not rocket science. It's just, like you say, misinformation. And then also a lot of times we don't think. Got to start thinking, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me ask you this, right? Because I got some, let me ask you this. Propaganda and false narratives in healthcare creates anxiety and scarcity, right? And they monetize ignorance, which we spoke about. Now, what are some of the ways that
just like on this podcast, what are some other ways that you're doing to get the word out there to change the narrative of, these things?
The first thing we have to do is unlearn, learn, and relearn.
Relearn.
Because when a diabetic is diagnosed, they're given basic information. And that information, in my opinion, doesn't bring upon healing. It just helps you manage the disease as your health continues to deteriorate.
Right.
So we have to get back to learning what is right, because if we want healing, I'm sorry, but poison gets us further away from healing.
Right.
And healing is our birthright. We got here naturally.
Right.
We got here because of the fusion of the egg and the sperm.
Right.
And when our mothers went to the doctor to get their checkup, the doctor didn't give them poison and surgeries to bring us to term. What did the doctor tell our mothers? Get your rest, take your vitamins, drink a lot of water. And then what happened? 9 months later, we're born happy and healthy.
Exactly.
So a lot of people have just forgotten that healing is natural.
Right.
If I cut my finger, right, I don't sit here and wonder if it's going to heal.
Right.
I don't run to the emergency room and rub poison on it and let them do surgery on it. I do actually quite the opposite. I'll wash my hands, put some aloe vera, keep it moisturized, and in a few days, guess what? It's gone.
Right.
Because a lot of people they're not walking in faith, they're walking by sight. They forget that our bodies have the same capacity inside of us.
Right.
So even though you can't see what's going on in your blood, your body has the same exact capacity. And we have to get back to that. But there are so many distractions out here.
Yes.
And distraction follows intention. Because things are moving so quick and people are distracted and no one's doing any critical thinking,
Right.
I think a lot of people are just getting lost in the sauce.
That's exactly what's happening.
Wow.
I seen this happen when they first started at the grocery stores. They want to get you to come curbside pick up, and now they charging. At first they weren't charging, now they charging. So they kind of like coerced us into something. And like you say, people we're getting lazier and lazier as they convenience us, right? And then within that convenience, we give up a part of us, a natural part of us, and that responsibility, and we hand it right over to them. It gives them the opportunity to treat us however they want or however they see fit. So like you say, we got to get back to learning how to heal each other. And this is why I tell people, like, when I was coming up, like I tell my audience all the time, like I do videos and tell them, write in the comments of some of the stuff your grandma or your mama did that naturally helped you with stuff. Because we got to stay on that. Because if we don't, we're going to be swept in this new way of, being uneducated and misinformed and putting them in a position to poison us. You know what I'm saying? And then when I do these videos, it be kind of like, it be interesting, the stuff I hear. Because I put stuff what my mama did, this and that, just to keep that going. And we must do that because, like you say, moving on with these schools and, the colleges, they just indoctrinating us. They just basically regurgitating the same things, and they not teaching us about nutrition, the real underlying ways to, stop all of this, even with herbs, holistic doctors and stuff. They don't want to hear nothing about none of that. All they want to hear about is, do you got insurance? And will you follow what I say? Because, like I say, they do get kickbacks. You know what I'm saying? It's always the dangling carrot that keeps everybody moving forward with the program or with the agenda. You know what I'm saying? And shouts out to all the real doctors out there. The ones who, the very few that I ran across, such as yourself today, that really like, nah, this ain't what it is. This ain't right. I'm not gonna keep doing this, blah, blah, blah. But then you got other ones. Especially ones that not of your color. Like, let's keep this 100. You got other doctors from other countries and stuff like that. Don't give a damn about your culture, right? And they've done, I know we're a little bit off topic, but they've done surgeries with microphones and listening to these people talking over your body while you laying on this table and your life in this person's hands, and they saying all type of racist stuff. They saying this, they saying that. So what I'm saying is this. You better take the responsibility to see about you and yours, because like I say, moving forward in this world, this is the most individualistic country in the world, right? we're so divided on all levels. So you better take the time out to see about you. You see what I'm saying? And dealing with these, you gotta understand, like you say, hospitals and stuff, everything's a business. They charge you for all the little Canada dries they give you, the little ginger ales. They charge you for the sheets, the gloves. They charge you for everything at hospitals because it's a business, bro. They don't give a damn about your health. And if they gave you the cure, I mean, you ain't coming back. And you gonna run them out of business. All right? And to piggyback off of that, back home where I'm from, in Pahokee, right? They shut down the hospital. They shut it down. Pahokee do not have a hospital no more. I was born in Pahokee, even though I'm from Belgrade, but that's what we had to go back in the day. But due to financial situations, and they do this in a lot of small cities, if that money ain't met, they out of there. You see what I'm saying? So that's another reason why a lot of this gonna take place, because of finances. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I say, it's crazy, man. We definitely gonna get y'all some information, man, for those who really want to look deeper into this, that really want to get some real help instead of taking pills for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? People taking meds for 10 years, and that don't even make sense if you think about it. You feel what I'm saying? It don't make no sense at all to be on no damn pill, right? That let you know right there they're not trying to attack the core of your situation. They're just trying to attack the symptoms to keep you coming back. We all know that by now. It's 2025.
And in addition to that, I want to add that you're not diabetic because you're missing diabetic pills and surgeries. Mm-hmm. There's more to it.
Right.
And those are things that we need to learn and relearn if you want healing. Mm-hmm. Because it doesn't have to be this way.
Right.
And you don't want to delay defeating diabetes, because every day that passes, you're more likely to have a diabetic complication that can take you out of here. You can have a heart attack, stroke, you can go blind, dialysis, you can have neuropathy or an amputation, and even worse, not be here anymore, God forbid. Mm-hmm. So we have to learn what is right. And at the end of the day, because it doesn't have to be this way, we have to start self-advocating for ourselves.
Right.
Now, there's a time and place for medication and surgery, and if you feel that that's the route that you want to take, that's your right. Mm-hmm. But most people who've had all this needless suffering, they understand that there's more to it, and that there is healing, and that you don't have to just sit here and suffer needlessly. And in addition, you have to do some critical thinking, because I know for me, can't no one just tell me any old thing.
Right.
It has to make sense. Right. In order to get down to the nitty-gritty of this, and in order for healing to be possible, we have to get down to the root cause.
Right.
And one thing that's for sure is when you go to them, they're not concerned with the root cause and where this came from.
Right.
What they do is they measure the flags that they medicate, and then they adjust your medication and surgeries accordingly. Whoa. But it's not their job to figure out who, what, when, where, and why you cannot regulate your sugar. And I want you guys to know that regulating your blood sugar is as simple as blinking or your heart beating and you not giving no thought to it. It's that basic. And if you've lost the ability to do so, that's a big problem.
Right.
In addition to that, we have to get to the root cause. And when I think of a diabetic, this is what I think of. I think of a big glacier sitting in the water. Now, that glacier, 20% of the glacier is above the water surface, whereas 80% of the glacier is below the water surface. So if you're a type 2 diabetic, you've been diagnosed, when you go to them, what they're typically checking is just the 20% above the water surface. So you're probably asking me, like, what does that mean, right? What it means is they're checking the flags that they medicate, like their hemoglobin A1C, serum blood glucose. They might check a liver enzyme. They might check your sodium and a couple other things, but that's it, so that they can modify medication and surgery.
Wow.
Unbeknownst, the reason as to why you cannot regulate your sugar lays under the surface. Right. So the 80% under the water surface, that's the who, what, when, where, and why you cannot regulate your diabetes. And guess what? All of the medications and operations do not address the 80% under the surface. Right. So unless we get to the root, you're not going to give this the boot.
Whoa.
that was I can't get it out now. I can't get it out. Wow, that's true.
Let me tell you something. If you are a diabetic, you're not so because it's your fate or because of who you're related to, and not even what you ate. Now, what we eat can magnify all of that, that's for sure. And there's lots of synthetics and chemicals and preservatives and things that we are exposed to that we shouldn't be.
Right.
But at the end of the day, and because I've been helping people for so long, over 2 decades, I discovered the possible 14 hidden root causes of type 2 diabetes. Number 1 is leaky gut. Number 2 is thyroid. Number 3 is fatty liver. Number 4 is imbalanced reproductive hormones. Number 5 is imbalanced energy hormones. Number 6 is iron anemia. Number 7 is kidney stress. Number 8 is adrenal gland dysfunction. Number 9 is absorption issues. Number 10 is nutritional deficiencies. Number 11 is infection. Number 12 is inflammation. Number 13 is autoimmune issues. And number 14 is toxin exposure. And I also figured out the main organs that help you regulate your blood sugar. The adrenal glands, the pancreas, the liver, and the thyroid.
Right.
Now, and I want everyone to be honest with yourself out there. If it took me decades to figure out the 14 hidden root causes of type 2 diabetes and the 4 organs that play a role in your sugar regulation, how certain are you that you can fix this without me?
Right.
Right. So I don't say all of this to impress you. I'm saying this to impress upon you that I know things that you don't even know you're missing.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, how many of y'all been to y'all doctor and they even spoke about these 14 different issues or different things to look at? Then my first time.
My first time.
I ain't finna say
I ain't gonna lie. My first time.
I ain't gonna lie to tell you.
My first time.
You feel me? See, and this is the thing. This is why it's so important to get good information. You know,
Yes.
real information.
Yes.
Because we see what they've been doing for so long. We talking about companies, we ain't gonna say their names, but been around forever, made billions of dollars and ain't cured nothing. Because the money is not in the cure. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, you know, so that's something you need to think about too. And another thing too is she could give you all the information, or whoever could give you all the right information. It's still gonna be up to you to follow that information and surround yourself with people who will promote that, you know, and not make it so hard for you to have to deal with these day-to-day challenges. Get around people who can help push you. You know what I'm saying? Because like she said, we dealing with a lot of distractions. I mean, a lot of distractions. You know what I'm saying? To the point we'll overlook those simple things. You know what I mean? So this been a hell of a podcast. I ain't gonna lie, because I know a lot of people personally that's dealing with stuff like this.
Me too.
You know what I'm
a lot of
saying?
people.
My brother. List goes on and on. It's just one of them things that's just real common, and a lot of people don't take it as serious. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And we have to take it serious, and we have to start advocating before it's too late.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we're all going to get called home, but I'm not trying to go home tomorrow, and I'm not trying to go home sooner than necessary.
Right.
Because I didn't take care of myself. And the reason I'm committed to helping as many diabetics as I possibly can is because I can't help my Nana.
Right.
So I'm committed to helping as many people as possible. And like Maya Angelou says, she said, do the best you have with what you got, but when you know better, do better.
Okay.
And now is the time to do better. Because a lot of people, I meet all types of people, and I meet a lot of diabetics, and they want better.
Right.
And my question is, do you want freedom? Do you want to be free? Do you want to have a clear conscience? Do you want to have peace here and hear about your health and know how to take care of yourself and regulate your sugar naturally without the use of medication?
Right.
So that you can have all the energy you want. You can sleep through the night and not have to urinate all the time and get back to who you really are.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we are right now, because of the decisions that we've made up to this point. Now it's time to make some new decisions.
Right.
Just like Harriet Tubman, we know that quote, I freed 1,000 slaves. but I could have freed 1,000 more only if they knew they were slaves.
I say you can only free a slave unless he or she knows that they're in bondage.
Right. So look, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're sick and tired of all the finger pricking and needle pricking, and you're tired of popping all the pills and not feeling well and gaining weight and so on and so forth, all these things you're complaining about, it's time to take action. You can keep guessing or you can start testing. And that's why I created the root cause super scan. It has two components. The first thing you'll get is a very simple at-home hair test that's going to expose all of the things that blood test over there often misses. The second thing you're going to get is a 1.5 hour visit with me, all right? And we're going to do this virtually on Zoom. During this visit, I will deliver your results to you. We'll go through everything thoroughly, and we'll put together a plan of action so that you can get started. So if you want to turn all of this around and take the bull by the horn, if you want to go back to them and have them pull your blood and be surprised and say, I don't know what you've been doing, but keep doing it, then it's time to stop guessing and start testing. So for the root cause super scan, your investment is only $97. $97. Go to www.diabeteshairtest.com. Again, that's www.diabeteshairtest.com. And let's get started, because you can either keep complaining and moaning and whining about how you don't feel well, or we can get to work, because little did you know that this is probably the missing part that you didn't even know that you were missing.
Right. Well said. And we did put it on the bottom of the screen, so y'all can definitely go there and check that out. I'm like I say, man, I'm so happy you came for the family.
I'm
you know,
happy to be here.
they know I call them a family. You know, we've been rocking for years, and I always try to bring them something that's organic, unique, and something they ain't gonna get nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? So definitely for you coming here today, you know what I'm saying, you actually flew here from Cali. So y'all know how serious. She flew here from Cali today to come and speak. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, don't let this go over your head. Don't put it off. Listen, man, like I say, you can get all the information you want, but you got to take action on this. You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all done known other people that done went through these complications, and in some cases even died from it, or whatever the case may be. And just know we are targeted, which makes it even worse. You know what I'm saying? The people that y'all vote, I say y'all because I don't vote, but that's another podcast. But for the people that people voting for, and you putting these people in position to advocate for you as far as your government and these things, these people aren't looking at these issues to help you. It's more so to help them. So don't be naive, because like I told y'all, ignorance is the most expensive thing in the world. You understand? So like I say, man, also the social media handles.
Yes, so you can also find me on Instagram at Diabetes Transformation Tribe, as well as YouTube at Diabetes Transformation Tribe. Come and get that information. Come and get the real. You need to be with some like-minded people and get the support, because if you hang around 7 healthy people, you will become the 8th. So it's not like you can't heal from diabetes. You just don't have the tools to heal from diabetes. Right. And that's where I'm here to serve you with.
Definitely. And guess what? They put sugar in everything.
Everything.
Everything. They put
everything.
It's in everything. And that's not, that's by design.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's highly
you must understand. Like I say, man,
I have learned something from the podcast today. I learned a lot from it. And
you learned a lot.
I learned a lot. Like honestly, like the biggest thing I learned is don't let them tell you something and give you something without you going to educate yourself first.
Of course.
Yep.
And a lot of times, a lot of people do a second opinion, and that can get tricky too, can't it?
I believe so, because if you go into the house of the dead for a second opinion, it could be a lot of the same.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to go outside of that and integrate other things into it, because your goal could be different than the goal in which they set for you. They want to manage the disease, right?
Oh, right.
And you want to get to the roots so that you can be non-diabetic and have clean labs and be here for your family. Because
Yes.
it would be selfish to know that you're a diabetic and do nothing about it.
Yes.
And then, God forbid, something happens and expect your family to be responsible for taking care of you. That's the epitome of being selfish.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't
Yes.
respect themselves enough, but maybe they'll respect their family enough
Yes.
to
Right.
do the right thing.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's
true.
huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I agree with that.
That's
1,000%. So
this is
man, look, make sure y'all get those samples in. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Find out what's going on. Just know, man, these doctors and things, they will run your insurance up, and they will say whatever. Even with dentists, I know it's a little off, but the dentists they all
Yes.
do the same thing. I tell you all the time, hey, if you don't take that responsibility to find out what's going on with you and to get the proper information and use common sense, man, common sense, all right, then you'll put yourself in a better position, man. I can't say this enough. Like,
But Doc, I seen you say something about dentists. Like when you say something about dentists.
Well, you
saying
mentioned
that- yeah,
you mentioned insurance, and a lot
Yeah.
of diabetics will tell me, "Oh no, I'm good. I'll just take the pills and do what they say
Yeah.
because I got good insurance." So they're not being proactive with their health until they land in the ER, and insurance says they ain't gonna pay.
ain't gonna cover.
Do you know in the
Oh.
U.S., like 75%, I believe, of all bankruptcies is because of unpaid medical bills. So a lot of people don't want to invest in their health.
Right.
Yes.
Talk about, I can't afford it right now. I got to go fix the car. I got to fix the roof
yeah.
first. If you land in that ER and get a bankruptcy, you're going to lose everything, including the shirt off of your back.
Right.
So while you're in a position where you can make decisions for yourself, you better knock on every door and find a solution so
Right.
that you don't have to get in that predicament.
Definitely.
Wow.
And it's your responsibility to do that. Remember, everything in America is a business. It's a business, you know what I'm saying? And these people are going to make sure you dumb, deaf, and blind so that you can keep coming back.
Wow.
All right? So
So,
listen, man.
The biggest thing we got from this here is, you know what? I'm like this here, like I'm learning. I'm ready to learn some more stuff. Really, you know, like so. When we say we have been conditioned so long, like so, a lot of times people taking certain jobs, certain situations, certain benefits because they say you got better benefits. So better, like you say, better insurance doesn't mean taking care of your health. Like
That's well said.
you know, because like we say, oh, because I'm gonna take this job here or I'm gonna do this here because the benefits better. I got better insurance you do, but like you said, the insurance don't damage your health.
Let me tell you something. In my opinion, I have like one of the best insurances in the country. And guess what? That card is reserved for a life-threatening event, God forbid.
Right.
Because in this country, yeah, we got some of the best emergency care. Like if you're in a car accident or something like that, God forbid. Otherwise, I would never personally pull out my insurance card for these day-to-day diseases like blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, and all of that. What I would do, and a lot of healthy people do, is they use their insurance card for those emergencies, but they use their cash to go find an expert who has gotten the result that they seek for themselves for thousands and thousands and thousands of people and pay them that cash so that they can put it behind them and get on with the rest of their life. Otherwise, you could possibly be caught in a carousel of just one pill after one pill after one pill after
Wow.
comeback after comeback after comeback.
Wow.
Oh, it is
That's-
a rabbit hole.
Y'all, I hope y'all pay attention to that though about that insurance. Like, because you say hers for emergency. We got the best emergency doctors in the world. But every day is just that's deep.
It is.
That's a game changer for other people to understand that, you know. Wow.
And they better get on it.
Spend your
Y'all
money
better get
to
on it,
find the right information.
And don't be cheap when it comes to your health.
Yes. Yeah.
People are investing to be sick,
Yeah,
but they don't want to
man.
invest in being healthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the
don't
thing
do
is,
that.
you're going to pay now or later.
Yeah.
You could pay a $97, and that's as much
Right.
as you're going to pay for dinner tomorrow.
Right.
Or you could pay later, possibly with your life. So
Sad
that's for
stuff.
you to weigh.
I'm nervous a little bit about something. I think about, you know, how I've been taught so much in my life. Now talking to you and listening to you and learning from you is like, wow, like
Life changing.
we have been conditioned the wrong way. And I know my family members, I got friends who just, wow, just don't see this podcast this time. Probably looking like, whoa.
We don't know what we don't know, and it's not our fault. Because like you said, they're teaching us what to think and not how to think.
Right.
But if we could just slow down long enough and say, wait a minute, what am I doing?
Right.
And really think about it, it becomes clear what the plan of action should be.
Right.
Facts.
Wow.
That's true.
Wow.
That's 100% true.
This is one of the best podcasts I've been part of.
Yeah.
Hands down, I'm hands down one of the best podcasts I think we probably ever did. You know, honestly, because it's like
We be leading it.
it's like life touching to each and every one of us. Like,
This is something you got to know though.
Yeah.
Normally we be, you know, but
We be back and forth, man.
I wanted to hear this.
Yeah.
I need this
Yeah.
information. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, the family, they need to hear this information
Yes.
because, like I say, if you ain't getting it, like you say, from somebody who truly coming from a great space and a great place and have real integrity on, you know, standing on business and giving out the right information about what's going on. I literally would just say, like, listen, when it comes to what we already know, right, and we know who we talking about, them and these, you know, what they've been doing all this time, bro, I'm going to tell y'all something. Listen, man, I want to listen to them just because they got on a white coat and some glasses and gray hair. You think they know everything. Nah, it's not the case. Half of them, like I say, been indoctrinated to teach the same exact thing. And like I say, go watch Dope Sick. It's on Hulu. With what his name? Michael Keaton, the one who played Batman. When you watch Dope Sick and you see just how powerful these industries is and what the extent they will go, right, to keep you coming back, to keep their pockets filled, you're gonna change your mind on a lot of this stuff. It's called Dope Sick. Trust me, go check it out. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. But I can't say this enough. Thank you for coming to the
my
podcast.
pleasure and privilege.
Yeah, this been one of them ones right here. You know what I'm saying? To get this information, to have you to come. You know what I mean? It's just like to me. This is what we do this for. You know what I'm saying? We could be talking about anything, but like I said, I like to inform. I like to bring that information that most people either afraid to talk about, don't care to talk about, or just ain't gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say thank you one more time for coming to the podcast. Definitely put it up one more time, Phil, man. You got to put it up, man. And put all the, you know, the social medias. And like I say, man, make sure y'all invest that $97 and find out what's going on with yourself, man. Hopefully this can change your life or your loved one. Don't say loved one if you don't love them. You can't say you love them if you ain't, you know, and it's like I say, man, this is something it's a silent killer. That's what kind of really makes it, you know, real important to look into it, because like you say, you could be externally nice looking, no issues, and then next day, boom.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? And like I say, man, this is you definitely been given the information. So now you got to do your part. And like I say, man, I just want to say thank you again for coming on the podcast.
It is my
Pop It
pleasure.
Up podcast.
My pleasure. And I encourage everybody to get out of your own way and do the right thing. You know, a lot of people judge their health on the wrong criteria. I feel good. I look good. I don't have any pain. So, I'm diabetic, but as long as I pop this pill, let me tell you, it's not as simple as that. So I'm encouraging you to do it now. Click that link so that you can get your very simple at-home hair test. It'll be shipped to your house. And then after we get those results, me and you are going to get on Zoom for an hour and a half. And I am so thorough. I don't leave any stone unturned. And a lot of diabetics tell me that they learn more from me in 30 minutes or an hour than they have from them the whole time you've been sick.
Wow.
So because you don't know what you don't know, and I know a lot that you need, please make that little investment in yourself, because you got this and I got you.
Definitely. And make sure y'all share this. Share that link to somebody that you could possibly save their life. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, don't take this lightly, man. You know what I'm saying? Please don't. Especially if you know you ain't the best healthy eater, or you just, you know, you don't have the time to go and look into this stuff. Just make that small investment, man. Go see about your health and put yourself in a better situation, all right? So like I say, man, this is the Pop It Up podcast.
It's been a pleasure.
Man.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure, bro.
What it been?
It's been a pleasure, man. Like, wow. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all something before we get out of here. I learned something, and y'all better know it too. 2080. Remember that?
Yep.
Don't let them work with that 20 piece every time you turn around and the 80 ain't getting touched. You want a whole 100% everything.
Right.
I learned that. I go somewhere now. No, don't give me the 20%. What y'all gave me, what them gave me, and y'all check over get no.
Right.
I want a whole 100%.
Just get under the hood of that.
Yeah, open the hood up.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true, man. It's true. Make sure
80-20, don't forget it.
80-20. We might put it on a shirt.
80-20 rule.
80-20
Yeah.
rule, man.
Yeah.
Make sure, man.
Don't forget it.
Don't let your ignorance, cost you possibly your life. You know what I'm saying? So, in closing, it's the Pop It Up podcast, man. We do appreciate Miss Dr. Glenda Davis for coming through. And like I say, man, make sure y'all hit that link, and we're going to keep it pimping.
And also, share.
Share the link. And like I tell you all the time, man, in order for you to be found, you must first be
Ubuntu
lost.
Apparel before you get out of Ubuntu Apparel.
Oh, yeah, they know.
You can't
One
forget
more time.
Can't do it. Hey, no, we will do the right way, though.
Yeah, make sure you go to Ubuntu Apparel, man. Hit the website, man. Make sure y'all log in, man. And that's how y'all can help us with this journey. You know what I'm saying? And for everybody who's been ordering, double salute, man. I just want to say thanks in advance for the ones who are going to in the near future. Thank y'all so much.
And hey, go get Doc's information. Go get it. Tag in, log in with them. Trust me, you better do it. If you don't do it, get what you gonna do. Be looking at it again, then you gonna do it. Yeah. It's gonna happen. Pay for it now, pay for it later.
Right.
Invest in yourself. Cause I'm telling you that 20%, you losing. I want a whole 100.
That's what's up.
Shoot, hey, I'm gonna get a Doc stuff right now. Hey, I'm sitting stuff right now while we talking. I won't forget this one.
Nah, we gonna forget, man. Make sure y'all log in, man. Stay tuned.
Y'all stay blessed, be happy, you know what I'm saying? Doc, love you so much coming through. This ain't the last time she'll be on the show now, so don't think that. Nah. And you said she come from California, but she originally from New York.
Yeah.
I had to put that out there. You told her.
From
New York.
State
of the city.
State.
Yeah, because you see,
Upstate.
you can tell I've been out for because you go to New York. I'm in New York City. No, you ain't. You in the state. Oh, okay.
I don't have my Timbs and hoodie on.
Okay.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, that's cool,
man. Appreciate it. And y'all stay tuned, man.
Hey, go and log in, do that, though. Hour and a half meeting with Doc, and you got it going on. Boom, we out.